But yeah, it's not getting much information anyway. But I have had, there are some times when I have had some wonderful interviews with the children. I've asked them, how's mum and dad going? And there was one night I had little Kathy and Tony here. And I got to the nitty-gritty of the interview. How was mum and dad going? Have they had an argument? And he said no, but Tony piped up and said yes. I didn't worry about anything after that. I said, Tony, what happened? And Tony said, we were driving in the outback. Mum wanted to stop for a poo, and Dad wouldn't stop. Well, you know, our parents like to see their children up on the stage, and then Tony's mum was right down the front there. Video going flat chat. And just in case I just couldn't quite remember, I said, would you like to repeat that, Tony, what happened? And Tony said, we were out in the outback and Mum wanted to stop for a poo and what Dad wouldn't stop. Well, I've never seen a woman move so bloody fast in all my life. The video went that way and she went that way and we never saw it for the rest of that bloody night. All she left behind was skin marks on the floor as she took off. So it was absolutely a wonderful interview we had. And then there was another one. We had two South Korean girls, tall, immaculately dressed. And I said, have you heard any Australian slang since you've been out in Australia? Australian slang? What is that? And I thought for a minute and I said, bullshit. Oh, the bullshit. Yes, I have some. Would you like to share it with us? Yes. She came up the microphone and said, I am as dry as a dead dingo's donga. Well, it is obvious. Some wag out near Uluru, Central Australia, set that poor girl up. She didn't have a bloody clue about what she just said. And being over in South Korea or North Korea, if you said something like that, I reckon you'd get your head chopped off. Okay, now you're wondering why you're here. Right here. I am going to sing you my most successful song called Of I Had Wings. All right? Now what I want you children to do, and especially you, Conchita, as soon as you volunteer to come up here, as I sing this song, I want you to fly around the stage, okay? Just very slowly and quietly, and I want you to go from here to the dunny, do a 360-degree turn and come back and go flying out there and also fly around the wheelhouse and come back. You've got to be moving all the time, okay? And then when I finish the song and the crowd applauds, I want you people to just quietly leave the stage in a nice flapping motion. Would you be able to do that for me? Okay, now as they do that song, folks, I'm going to sing this song, my most successful serious song I've written. John Laws used to play it on his radio program, and so he must have enjoyed it. And I'm very proud of it because at least another 4 artists have picked this song up and recorded it. So here we go. Imagine if you had wings, what you could see from up there in the sky, and these lovely people here will gently fly around the stage, to the dunny and back, around the wheelhouse too, okay? Come on, where's those wings flying? If I had wings, then I could fly over the mountains so high in the sky, across all the valleys with streams running deep, with peace all around me and my love to keep. But God never gave me 2 wings to fly. He gave me these eyes to keep open wide, to gaze on in wonder that our land so free, from the rich golden plains to that beautiful sea. Right, yeah? Listen to bloody instructions. A couple of birds are escaping. If I had wings, then I could fly up to the heavens and the clouds floating by, to look down upon a land so rare and wonder sometimes what I am doing there. But God never gave me 2 wings to fly. He gave me these feet to walk till I die, to travel and wander from dawn to dusk through this land that He gave us and left in our trust. If I had wings, then I could fly across burning deserts that give reason to cry. All over the forests, no longer green, and see death and disaster of men and their greed. But here, without wings, I cannot fly, so I'll sit and watch the clouds as they cry, as their tears turn always to sweetness of rain. I'll be content with the treasures He gave. Yes, I'll be content with the treasures He gave. Thank you, folks. There we go. And what about a big hand for our birds? Our lovely birds flying all around the stage. Okay, now look, just while that item was on, I have a very important announcement that's just came in. One of the seagulls dropped it as they came. And it's an official announcement from our new Prime Minister, Julia Gillardine. She got the name Gillardine after she gave Kevin the chop. Evidently, Julia and Mr. Swan, they're having a bit of a problem balancing the budget on account of that insulation program that went wrong over in Queensland, and also the stimulation package. Who got stimulated by Kevin out there? Did anybody get stimulated by Mr. Sheen? Anyway, Julia has decided they have found a way to get some of that money back. Have a look at that. Australia's emblem, the emu and kangaroo. For as long as we can remember Australia's official emblem, well, guess what? Julia and Mr. Swan have sold it. And guess where they've sold it? To the Chinese, of course. And today, Julia Gillardine and Mr. Swan today announced that they are changing our emblem from the emu and kangaroo to a condom, because it more accurately reflects the government's political stance. A condom allows for inflation, halts production, destroys the next generation, protects a bunch of pricks, and gives you a sense of security while you're actually being screwed. And it don't get more accurate than that, does it? So there we go, that's obvious. Okay, anybody like Johnny Cash? You may not like him after I finish. Ever since I heard songs, I think I grew up and listened to Johnny Cash back in 1956, and from then, that time on, I always wanted to sing. took me a while to wake up that if you want to learn something to sing, you've got to do it yourself, because I waited about 40 years for someone to pick me up and teach me how to be stupid on the stage. I finally woke up that if you're going to do it, you've got to do it yourself. So here's a Johnny Cash song. It's a song called I Walk the Line, and I've sang it many times, but I've never seemed to get the bloody thing right yet. I wonder if you can notice anything different about it. And I had the pleasure of meeting Johnny Cash back in 1994, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life when he actually signed a map of Australia guitar and put across the front, "G'day Frank, Johnny Cash." I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the ties that bind, because you're mine. I walk the line. As sure as day is dark and night is light. Hey, I don't think that I said that right. Well, anyway, I'm flying high tonight. I feel fine. I walk the line. Here's a verse I don't sing when my wife's out in the audience. I've had a bit of a look around. I can't see her out there. I find it very, very easy to be true. But the question is, to be true to who? 'Cause I ain't got no one to be true to. Hey, that's just fine. I walk the line. When I was going up the Daily Waters, I had a bit of a problem. A tea tree, they put up a roadblock and caught me. And this is what happened. There's a winding track that runs right by my shack. It was late last night I started back, when the patrolman drove right up behind. Had to pay the fine. Couldn't walk that line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the ties that bind, because you're mine. I walk the line, because you're mine. I walk the line.